one family. There's one family home over there. To your right. Yeah. That building over there. That was built by an American by the name of Vincent Esther. Vincent Esther built that back in 1933 on 7 acres of property. He was the son of John Esther from New York, the millionaire, who was involved in the cotton trade and unfortunately aboard the Titanic during that fateful period back in 1912. And the Titanic hit the iceberg and sank. But Vincent sold the property in the mid-1990s. The reason why is because it aligns with the runway. And he became increasingly annoyed by the flyover of aircraft. And therefore he sold the property to the Behrman family located up here in Lolly-Swell Road. Keep in mind that when he built that, it was before the airbase was put together. 1933, 1945.
I see.
Had he known that, he probably would not have built there. Yeah. Look at Frontier. Frontier is coming in today. You see Frontier over there. Haven't seen them for a while. That is the police. And we have the old section of the airport right over there. You see all those pastel colors. I also saw earlier, oh there it is, Bermuda Air. That is Bermuda Air over there with the pink and blue and green tail. That's the Bermuda flag there. Straight ahead of us over there to the right, the Grotto Bay, looking at it from a different point of view.
Yeah.
And to the left, we have the Tuckerstown. This is the most expensive real estate in Bermuda, right over here to your left. Runs right down to that, where you see the opening down here at, right at the end here, at Castle Point, Castle Roads. And people like the late Ross Perot, the Texas oil billionaire. He has a home. His home is down here. Unfortunately, he's passed away now. So his children actually own the property. And I do remember back in the mid-1990s when Mr. Ross Perot blew up a reef that obstructed his vessel from coming alongside his dock. And he was fined $4,000 for that offense back then. We also have Mike Bloomberg from New York and several other European and Canadian European millionaires own property here in Tuckerstown. That large cluster of buildings you see over there to the left there is the Rosewood Tuckers Point. That replaces the old Castle Harbor Hotel that was demolished in favor of building those units there. Now also, just to keep you in the picture, just prior to 1920, just before 1920, there were approximately 600 blacks that actually owned property right over there in Tuckerstown. They were fishermen, they were farmers, they traded it amongst themselves, but unfortunately at that time, there was a compulsory land acquisition order that was imposed upon them that moved them or shifted them out of Tuckerstown to other locations around the island of Bermuda. And the reason why they did that is to develop Tuckerstown for the millionaires. So that's when the old Castle Harbor Hotel was built, the one that they demolished, and following that, the golf course. And since which there has also been a commission of inquiry that the governor of Bermuda has put together to investigate the circumstances surrounding that land grab. It's being spearheaded by KC Delroy Duncan. He gave an update about 4 months ago, and then he's expected to give another one sometime later. As far as any reparations are concerned, I don't think anything's going to come about. Some of those homes have changed ownership more than a few times. We We turned also here on the Wilkinson Avenue, which is passing by to our left, the Crystal and the Fantasy Caves. Did anybody pop by there?
Yeah, we did.
You went there yesterday?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Before,
Let's talk about it then. How was it founded? And when was it founded?
Do you know?
They played basketball right there, right?
They were playing what?
Basketball.
No, no, not basketball. They were playing cricket.
Quick.
Cricket, yeah. They were playing a game of cricket, and what happened?
And then they lost the fun in
Okay,
You
coming back
tell
to that.
me.
This is the Cedarhurst right here. This is the U.S. Consulate General's residence right here. The U.S. Consulate General.
Oh.
That's where she
Nice
lives, right up here.
house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I want to stop. There's a lot of traffic up behind me. They'll be blowing the horn in a minute, so I better move on. And of course, we also have here straight ahead the Harrington Sound. This is named after Lucy Harrington. Lucy Harrington, she was the Countess of Bedford, situated in the UK. Very deep water right out there. Some Bermudians believe that that's where the crater of this dormant volcano is situated. But scientists have proven that it is not the crater. The crater is several miles to the northeast of the island. And we don't normally have people swimming in there either, because there has been a myth that a serpent lives in those waters. So they may be thinking of something like Nessie, the Loch Ness monster of some sort.
Yeah.
Now, anybody lives in Connecticut? Who lives in Connecticut? Anybody? British poet Tom Moore used to live, along with Samuel Clemens. Some of you may recognize him as Mark Twain.
Yes.
Hartsford. So he lives in Hartsford, hey? That's where Mark Twain used to live, Samuel Clemens. Hartsford?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also lived in New York for a short period of time.
Elmira. He had a home in Elmira.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is where he used to live, guys. Did you know that Samuel Clemens visited Bermuda 8 times during his lifetime? Back in 1867 to 1910. He visited Bermuda 8 times during his lifetime. But today, downstairs is being used as a restaurant.
Cool.
All the mangroves here. This also falls under the Protected Species Act. You cannot remove the mangroves without permission in Bermuda. But I can. Bermuda has home for these people to reside. Unfortunately, it's not utilized to its full potential. And therefore, many of them opt to remain sleeping in the park benches right there in Hamilton, St. George, and other locations around the island. Those persons in Bermuda that may find it difficult in terms of making ends meet, paying for their rents, grocery bills, just do not feel like working. Doesn't work that way in Bermuda.
It's like a castle.
Yeah. That's the second newest house built here, you guys. That castle there.
Oh?
That castle home. The last one they just built is right up there, that very large white one up there. Actually they're still working on it. In fact, still working on that home up there. But these homes can run into the triple-digit millions, depending on how much property that they have. Okay, so when you guys win the lottery, you're going to buy a home in Bermuda?
Sure, yes.
Wonderful. And I'm going to be your driver.
Yes.
Roger that.
Roger.
Thank you. This is the Rosewood Tuckers Point golf course. The entrance is right up ahead of us. This was all formerly known as the Castle Harbor.
Nice golf course.
adjacent, we have the mid-ocean Gulf. So these two golf courses, they butt up to each other. The two golf courses are private. They are private golf courses. Look at the solar panels up there on the home there with the olive green blinds there. That guy running his own electricity company up there. He's creating so much electricity there, he can sell it back to the electrolyte company, receive a credit on his bill. Trot Pond, we have Trot Pond down there, T-R-O-T-T, Trot Pond. There's a bit of salt water and brackish water, and fresh water, brackish water. You'd only find the ducks down there. Down here, trust me.
Lighthouse.
became to be known as John Smith.
John Smith Beach. Yeah, this is a John Smith Beach.
It's okay, I got it.
He was also he also drew a map that dates back to 1640, a map that can be found in our museums today. He was also instrumental in setting up the state of New England, same John Smith. And the pink and the sand that you saw on the beach, some of you I saw venture down to the water. The sand was white, but did you see the pink particles in the sand?
Yes.
Okay, do you know what it is?
Seashells?
Coral.
Shells?
This is what it would be more look like this.
Yeah.
Okay, although this was taken from another beach. Okay, would generally look like this. Okay, and the biological name for that is known as foraminifera. Okay, foraminifera happens to be a single-celled skeletal animal that grows on the underside of the coral reefs. They're very, very bright pink in color. So when they die and drop to the ocean floor, they're subsequently raked along the ocean floor by an anti-tidal flow of current, and they end up on our beaches as such. Whenever there's a system approaching Bermuda, hurricane, etc., the beaches generally would churn up milky white from the undercurrents. That's how we are able to determine, and our forefathers in particular were able to determine that a system was actually on the approach. Homes that are right on the water that you saw at the beach will find it very, very difficult to get home insurance. There's a nature reserve here to the left, known as the Spittle Pond. It's a 60-acre bird sanctuary nature reserve here. There's a farm here as well. You might see some cows down here. They might be out grazing. Let's see if I see them down there. Oh, there they are, right down there. See them all gathered together down in the corner right here. The trees have grown up so much now that I cannot even see through the trees anymore. But they're there, horses as well. It's a beautiful tree here, known as the Indian laurel tree, with the tiny leaves there. We have the Royal Poinciana. There's one with the red flowers on the top there, followed by the Indian rubber tree, one with the shiny leaves to your left. This is some very lovely trees, lovely shade. And we have here the parish church of Smiths, St. Mark's Church here. As we've been driving along, guys, you might have noticed you haven't seen any mountains or streams or any of that sort. Bermuda actually sits in some of the deepest portions of the Atlantic Ocean, measuring just over 14,000 plus feet, which is about the same depth as where the Titanic, along with that submersible that had imploded some months back. So we're in some pretty deep water here in the Atlantic Ocean. Unlike our competitors who happen to be in the Caribbean, they happen to be in much shallower water than we are. That's why they have the mountains and streams and the likes. So Bermuda palm, there's the royal palm, that's a beautiful palm. The canary palm, the fifi palm, screw palm, saga palm, date palm, pimento palm, saga palm, Chinese fen palm,
Really?
my palm. I got a palm too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The royal palm is the best
got a palm
looking.
too, yeah. Yeah, this one's native. Yeah. Yeah. Rest and the pharmacy, the apothecaries. something like a CVS pharmacy there to your left. Up the driveway, we see the blue Kia heading. There's a hospital there. The Mid-Atlantic Wellness Institute, a hospital that caters to the mentally challenged. There are 60 full-time people that live at that hospital. To your left, owned by the Gibbons family, one of the wealthy families in Bermuda. They open up their property for taking wedding pictures, etc. Especially on the top level there. And right next door happens to be Mr. Michael Douglas's property, Ariel Sands. Go up the drive there, you'll find his hotel and condominium business. He's doing some additions and renovations there as well. Did you know that Michael Douglas' mom was a Bermudian?
Yeah.
Yeah, his mother was a Bermudian. Her maiden name was Diana Dill. D-I-L-L. Miss Diana Dill comes from a very wealthy family here in Devonshire Parish. When Mr. Kirk Douglas met and married her, he married her to quite a bit of money. And took her to the U.S. That afforded Mr. Michael Douglas the opportunity to have dual citizenship. Father lived to be 103. Ripe old age. Was very feeble toward the end of it. Yeah. Some of the trees over here, we have some avocado pear trees here to the left. The loquats here on the forefront. Some of the other fruits you'll find in Bermuda will be those navel oranges, grapefruits, lemons, guavas. There are 9 different species of the avocado pear. Mangoes, bananas, grapes, cherries, loquats, pineapple. All of that is grown here in Bermuda. Certainly out of the sight of the public, of course. And the brochures and all this sort. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of burned up bodies right down there, I can tell you that. I hope they're using their sunblock. You see what happened to me, right? Yeah.
I'm catching up to you, I don't know.
Oh yeah. You'll be one of the onions real soon. Yeah. Right up here to the right here. It's built right up there on Turtle Hill back in 1972. 600 rooms, 6 restaurants, a par 3 18-hole golf course. Owned by West End Properties Limited. Closed right now for renovations. Not expected to open until late in spring of 2026. Just there in the fall there, it's the property of the former Sinesta Beach. Right on that little plot down there, the palm trees are. There's a hotel that was demolished just before the year 2000. They were expecting to build a new hotel there, but unfortunately the recession hit, and therefore it just never got off the ground. We're just turning up onto the Lighthouse Road. This will be our final stop. 17 feet high from his base to his light. There's 185 steps moving up to the top of the light. Also believed to be the second oldest cast iron lighthouse in the world. We had Governor William Reed, who was responsible for building the lighthouse here at Gibbs Hill. Above sea level, it stands approximately 362 feet. It is an active lighthouse, however, the light has been extinguished for about a month now because of mechanical issues. A 16th century home. Okay, so there's a very old home right over here to your left here, right to there. That's a 16th century home right there. No one lives in it though. And then of course while going the bridge here, if you gaze out to the far left there, that's David Bowie's home out in the distance out there. The musician, David Bowie. Yeah, his wife actually owns the property today. And we have the Willowbank Hotel right over there. We see all the umbrellas and chairs by the palm trees. That's the hotel beach out there. We have a seniors home for the elderly. The Peckwood Old Folks Home here to the left. That's the green, I'm sorry, yellow building with the green shutters here. those seniors that cannot take care of themselves are housed there. And so conveniently, right next door is the parent funeral home. Right there. Yeah. Yeah. The Undertaker, the last man to let you down. Derelict building here to your left was once a hotel, but because that building falls under the historical sites, they simply just can't tear it down because of its state. What they're going to do with it, I've been made to understand that it is up for sale. Someone told me something like $480,000, and I'm not too sure. I have to look into that some more to find out if that is so. We have another old building just around the corner here. This old gray building up here. And this was a movie theater. The last movie that I personally remember seeing here was Born Free. Yeah, 1966 when that movie came out. Born Free. All the little girls came out of there crying their eyes out.
Old Elsa.
Going back to New York, right? Am I right? The ship going back to New York.
Yes.
Okay. So when you get over there, outside of New York, the Hudson River, you're gonna pick up Ambrose Light. Ambrose Light. That's where you pick up your pilot. Your pilot will get on the ship right there at Ambrose, and then the branch pilot will take the ship in with the captain through the Hudson. That indicates a sandy bottom, a rocky bottom, or deeper water, what have you. Sometimes in Bermuda, we will get these extremely high tides or extremely low tides, to the point where it looks like a tsunami is approaching, and that is what is known as a neap tide. Anybody know what a neap tide is? NEAP? It's when your high tides and your low tides are higher or lower than normal. It's when the Earth's at right angle with the sun and the moon, causing the waters to bulge at the ends. So you have these extremely high tides, way above a full moon tide. So you get a lot of people in Bermuda, they'll give me a call. Oh, Anthony, I think a tsunami's coming. I said, no tsunami. Rest your parts. 1778 up here to the north here. Ships like the La Maria, the Mary Bowie, the Aguila Astaca, the Typhoso, the Mazada, just to name a few. These are ships that actually ran up on our reefs there because of very poor charts or no charts. But since the introduction of the GPS, we haven't had that problem. Many of you would also remember the movie that was filmed in Bermuda known as The Deep. 1977, Jack Bissett, Nick Nolte, Lou Gossett Jr. passed away just last year, and many others. That was filmed in a large tank right up here to your right. Right up on the hillside here to your right. That tank was completed, and much of the filming took place inside of that tank. Lemonade. They're selling lemonade. Seaglass Beach. Right over there to your left here. The guys are working there. Seaglass Beach. Yeah, that's a beach that's made up of broken glass that is blunt. It's just an area where they used to, at one time, dump the bottles. And then, of course, over years, they broke all the different colors of the bottles. And so it was then named Seaglass Beach. Down by the water side. Let's take the water side down here. Yeah. This is where the warships used to come in back in the day. You used to have lots of frigates, destroyers, submarines or U-boats. It's all put in right here, guys. And left over here we have the cable. This is the cable ship and the cable storage there.
Oh, soft bed.
Cement is sold here. They sell cement here in bulk form, or you can buy them in 94-pound bags. Right here. track up ahead here for the those rented cycles. If they're able to negotiate these turns here, they'll rent you a cycle. If not, you will catch the bus. You also have this snorkel park up here. It's a lovely beach out here as well. Did anybody pop out here?
Yep.
Yes, today.
What is the? Tell me, what are they charging out here now? Can you tell me?
$20 per person.
$20 each person.
Yes.
Okay. So it is okay.
But if
20.
you get an excursion through the ship for like an all-inclusive for the day, it's $300 per person.
And then right down here is $15
I think
per
that's
person.
funny, right, Anthony? Yeah.
This, we have the National Museum here to your left. That's my favorite place in there. I hope some of you pop by there to check that out. That's awesome. And we have the Frog and Onion Restaurant. Frog and Onion Restaurant here inside the cooperage along with the Craft Mart. So you can pick up your rum cakes there if you want to get rum cakes or Cuban cigars or any other souvenir. You can pop by the Craft Mart there. Okay? Well, guys, I guess this is going to end our tour for today. And indeed, it's been a pleasure having you on board. And we thank you so much for choosing Bermuda as your destination of choice.
Thank you.
And I trust that you've learned.
Thank you.
Wonderful tour
Yeah,
guide.
thank you. Hope that you've learned something about our island here in Bermuda. So you guys have a safe trip back home to your loved ones. Okay, and hopefully I'll see you back next week.
Next week. Oh.
Maybe next year.
That would be
I really
nice.
like to come back here.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, we had a lady one time. She went and came back next week. And she enjoyed it so much, she came back.